Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacconiana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home. We had done a video a while back on the Bentley pipe service disposable butane insert that I'd converted over to a petrol lighter. And I'd intended to make a video demonstrating how I had accomplished that, and was asked by a viewer last week, so decided to go ahead and make that video. So we have this disposable butane insert, and that top portion there will thread out. This is really, now I'm not saying that this is the most convenient or fun lighter to fill with fuel. There's some better ways that this could be done, I'm sure, but this is just a very elementary, no fuss, simple way to convert one of these inserts over to a petrol lighter. So as I said, we're going to end up using that. That's going to be our main wick chimney. We're also going to use the collar down below. We're going to use several drill bits here, starting as small as the 1/16th. As far as for the wick, up to the 3/32. We'll use a bigger bit later in the video for another purpose, for drilling out that hole where we're going to put the wadding in at. But for the purpose of this wick hole, you don't want to use bigger than the 3/32. And I'm not real familiar with butane lighters and their valves, so I'm not sure exactly. I just tried to stay on the middle of this here with the smaller bit, and I went back and forth with bits, and I certainly edited a lot of that out as well. But just trying to stay in the center, keep it as straight as I could, and taking my time. I did keep wondering what would happen if there was fuel in there. There was a chance I was going to end up with a fire in my hand, but that didn't happen. So I think at this point I've switched bits, and may have broken that piece loose at that point. And I think I'm going to pry that out. So we get that piece out, and that's the piece the collar I was speaking of that we're going to use. I don't really know if it was necessary. I was hoping to keep that rubber O-ring intact, but I destroyed it trying to keep a hold of it with a pair of pliers. I'm a little bit limited on the tools that I have available here to me, and also I have better tools maybe, but then in another room, but not the ability to record the video over there. So I'm just trying to do this as to where I can demonstrate as best as possible, or as well as possible, how to. So you drill that on out, and then there's just that little cotton piece with another little collar on it. Was all that came out of there, similar to the last one that I'd done. I don't even really remember, but anyway, there's the collar. We're going to drill that out and use that to help seal off the wick chimney. here's where I'm saying I definitely could have had some better tools. I was trying to hold on to it with a pair of pliers. Didn't do so great and ended up ripping up that rubber. But as I said, it's all, you know, whatever. I did the best I could, and as you can see, it's going to work just fine. Maybe some more precision could have been used, but you'll get the idea of a DIY conversion to from butane to petrol. So we got that collar smoothed out there to the 3/32 hole, and now we're going to we're going to finish disassembling this burner valve. I don't even remember how it came apart. It just came out, I think. Anyway, then we can, I think that was it. It's just the one piece. That'll thread down in there. And be careful. It took me for a long time. Well, let's go ahead and get it done first. You thread that in there and drill it to the 3/32. But after you do that, it's gonna that collar is gonna be in there really tight. So it didn't take much to it, but finally I think I got a hold of a pair of pliers on there and get this collar backed out here in a minute. But be careful with the pressure you apply and the torque you're putting on that drill. Make sure you've got something that you're not going to mar up that collar as you're threading it back out. So yeah, I edited most of my troubles there out of it. So I think that would be good enough. I don't think we really needed that other collar, but I like the idea of it, just making it more solid there, sealing off that wick. So then you put the wick down in there as far as it'll go. You want to make sure, as always, to get it interspersed with the wadding as best as possible. I'll go ahead and set the wick up with the collar and the chimney. If you like these sort of instructional videos on repairing or using old petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacconista, and other useful mechanisms, then please subscribe to the channel. This is where the 11/64 I used to bore out that hole a little bit bigger to give me some space to get that cotton on down in there. Please like the video that you are watching. Tell your friends about the channel. Hit the share button. Hit that link, send it off in text, email, post it on social media, however it is you communicate with people nowadays, and let them get a look at it for themselves. Also, social media. If you would like and follow us on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and of course eBay. And please comment below if you have any questions about this particular operation, and really about anything at all related to vintage petrol lighters, tobacconista, and other useful mechanisms. So it really doesn't leave a very big hole for you to stuff that wadding down in there, but it's enough. I really marred up the wick in hindsight here. You'll see it at the end. I marred up the wick a lot. I wish I hadn't done that, and I would take care in the future not to do that again. I wanted to use the wire wick to hold it in place the way that it all fits with the Bentley mechanism. There I'm separating the cotton to get it out thinner. You're going to probably find yourself doing that to get it separated and get on down in there. And now I've edited it down here to where I'm just going to show you where I'm closing it up. Getting that collar pressed all the way down. And then I'll get that wick that we made, thread it on, and get the wick trimmed to the proper length. So I didn't have the best pair of pliers that I could have had. So you'll see how the post there is kind of split there in front of the file wheel, and it really lends itself, in my mind, to the copper wired wick that will stand more erect and in place. Copper woven wick, I should say. So get that cut to length there. And I'm just now realizing, I believe I edited out fueling the lighter. So I've already done that. But I got the important part, the disassembling the valve and drilling it out, and then rebuilding that part with the wick and the wadding. And then you're just going to have to fuel it, loosen that collar where the wick's at, and dribble fuel down in there. If you want a better option than that, then you could drill a hole in the bottom and fit you a screw in there. There's your DIY conversion of the Bentley Butane replaceable insert, and we have converted that to a petrol lighter. So that's pretty much that. Pretty reliable, lights up. Seems to pretty much every time. Until next time.